Hey there, Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising sign. Wow. This is such a fertile month for getting pregnant, having creative projects blow up and do well, for being a super success in your main love stories, as well as with a Libra eclipse, some major opportunity may come to you for foreign land shores travel and revenue generated from foreign places and many other great things. Welcome. So I'm going to talk about this in a very structured way today. But before we get started, let me say a few things about me. If you're new to my channel, welcome here. I'm Lori Lothian. I'm a Western tropical zodiac astrologer using the whole sign house system. And if you're wanting to use astrology as a navigational tool to time your best life, that's what I'm trying to show you how to do. I do have a class to learn astrology, and that's going to be starting on April the 7th. It runs for 6 weeks of class time, 7 weeks in total. We have a break between the 3-week periods. Come join me. Early bird discounts and early access to the course tuition cart is by putting your name in the wait list. The information to do that is in the description box. Hey guys, it's live classes with me, replays if you can't attend live, weekly Q&As as well, Zoom calls live, as well as a Facebook group to put your homework in and connect with other students as well as myself. So if you want to do that kind of thing to learn astrology, check it out. 5th time teaching it. It may not continue. I may not teach it next year. I'm just not sure I have the time. I'm busy working on a book. But in the meantime, grab it while you can. Okay, so let's get started. If you are a Scorpio, one of the things I want to note is that this is a month for you in which the Lord of your sign, Mars, is doing some pretty cool shit. And so we're going to start with that. What I want to say here too is we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. I mean, Venus, Mars, and Mercury moving into new signs, the Libra eclipse of the 25th of March. We're going to talk about all of that in also chronological order. But let's start with the big story that Mars is the most important planet in your chart. He's the ruler of the sign of Scorpio. And therefore, when he does stuff, you need to pay attention. And you might have noticed with Mars moving through your 4th house of home, domestic life, private life, property, home, and real estate and land. When Mars was moving through here in February, and that time frame was February 13th and will be there till March the 22nd, this can have been and will be a time of some kind of combat, conflict, and challenge in the home environment. Now, sometimes people just do some kind of renovation, construction, and building when Mars is here, but other times it looks like fighting with somebody you live with, wanting to move or change your home, having some kind of challenges in the home, maybe traveling quite a bit away from the home. So that's coming to an end on March the 22nd. All right, that's the good news. And, you had a Pluto party there. You had Venus there, you had Mars there, Mercury, Sun. It was a big deal. You might have had a Valentine's blowout, not so great in and from your home as well during that time. But having Mars move forward and getting out of that angular place, squaring your marriage, squaring your identity, opposing your career, is going to feel a little bit more easy as he moves into a flow state to you called a trine, which is filled with luck and opportunity into the house of your fertility, your creativity, your entrepreneurial and creative art projects, your inspiration, fun, play, pleasure, where you want to be competitive, where games of chance are, where fun exists. And as well as he goes through this part of your sky, Venus will be tracking with him. So it's going to be very interesting. Certainly can bring new romantic love into your life. It can also, and when does he get there? March the 23rd through to April 30th. Now, for the romantic part, that relies on Venus supporting that story, and she gets there on March the 12th. So having Venus exalted in your 5th house, March the 12th to April 4th, means that between March the 12th and March the 23rd, when both Venus, now let me think about my math. Yeah, between March the 23rd and April the 4th, between March the 23rd and April the 4th, you're going to have both Venus and Mars together in your 5th house. Now, cosmic lovers, it's great for exciting new romances for single ones out there. It's great for existing romances getting really sizzling hot, like some new razzle dazzle in the romance department, or your creativity going up another level for a passionate tango in your art, creative projects, etc. So looking for that for you, there's a conception story. Once Venus enters into your 5th house, which will be on March the 12th to April 4th, that's a pregnancy signature. So know that you or your partner, depends who's got the egg bearing part, could be pregnant. And so you could have a baby or a pregnancy occur if you're looking to do that March the 12th to April the 4th. Okay. But with Mars there, starting on March the 23rd, he does rule the opposite energy of ending pregnancies, you know what I mean? Or miscarriages. And so there's kind of a mixed bag, and I'm not sure what to make of it. Certainly, Venus there, March the 12th, through to April 4th, doesn't have any connection to Mars until March 23rd. So March the 12th to the 23rd, I think conception has a more positive vibe. And then there's a little bit of daring do here after we move into March 23rd to April 4th. It's a little more complicated, okay? But nonetheless, if you're an artist or creative, this could really fire up your muse. Venus is exalted in your 5th house, where she will be March 12th to April 4th. And Mars is there. So you're passionately, purposefully, a sexy engagement in your own creativity, in your own art, in your own projects of creation. And it could be very much a time in which you're just enjoying your life. You're having more fun, you're physically active, you're doing some daring adventures, going on leisure trips or travel. Those are all very strong possibilities during that time. Your children that are already here belong to the 5th house. Venus bonifies them March the 12th to April 4th, and they have better things happening. But if a child needs to leave the home and it's time to move, March the 23rd to April 30th, your child could gracefully exit the home, or leave your presence in a good way, or just have some good things happening in their lives as well. Venus can win lotteries while she's in the 5th house from March the 12th to April 4th. Games of chance can be very lucky for you, so know that and know your limit, play within it. Before Venus enters into your 5th house on March the 12th, she will have been moving, right, tracking through the 4th house, where Mars would maybe causing domestic conflict. So she would have tried to soothe the conflict. She got there on February 16th. So let's reiterate. Mars arrives in the domestic conflict house last February on the 13th, and then Venus tracks in on the 16th and tries to patch things up, let's say. But I would say to you that with the energy of Venus in Aquarius for the first 11 days of the month, it can be a very good time to beautify your home, to redecorate your home, to paint your home, to buy the ideal piece of furniture for your home, to have more fun, enjoyment in the home, to have a friend visit you in your home. That's all very auspicious until March 11th. Then March 12th, again, it's all that fun, sexy play, travel, leisure travel, romance, etc. Okay, let's go to Mercury. Mercury is in the sign of your romance house until March the 8th. And Venus isn't there yet, nor is Mars. So he's just there by himself. There could be some big conversations going on with a romantic partner in the first 8 days of March. There may be some contracts, negotiations, and deals to do with entrepreneurship or creative projects, or you may be working on a project that's mercurial, which is a writing project usually, or something like that in the first 8 days of the month, or lots of communications about having children or with a child. And then Mars will do something really rare. He's going to spend 2 months in the sign of Aries because of a retrograde, and he slides into your Aries 6th house of work on March the 9th and stays there until May the 16th. Well, that's a long stay, isn't it? So we're looking at March, April into mid-May. So March 9th it begins. There's a lot of Mars in the work house. Technically, that means working hard. He's in his joy, applying passion to your work liberally, but sometimes it means quitting your job or your job quitting you. And if you don't like your work and job, it can look definitely like it's time to exit stage left and get the hell out of Dodge. So possibly some of you may be looking, beginning March 9th, at exiting a work situation. Now that may be more true for you between March the 9th and March the 22nd, because Mars will be in an applying sextile to the house of work and opposing the house of career and work, okay? So there's a stronger chance that those dates that I just gave you, March the 9th through the 22nd, you may quit a job may quit you. Or you may change your home or job and home in relationship to that. New job, move change where you live, that kind of thing. But some of you might be tempted to quit your job when Mercury is moving through your 6th house. And why quit? So I hope I didn't say Mars, my brain. It's Mercury moving through your 6th house. March the 9th to May 16th, because he retrogrades. It's like you're going to go in a new direction. You're going to pull back during those 2 months, and you may want to retrograde. But it's that Mars in the fourth, Mercury in the second window of time I just itemized. Did I say it again? March the 9th to the 22nd, you may change your job. Basically, change your path, change your job, change your career, change your home, change your job. When Mercury is retrograding in Mars, so old jobs from the past come back, old colleagues and coworkers from the past come back, and old jobs come back to you that you really liked, and you might want to go back to them. So there's that as well. When it comes to your health, which is a matter of Mercury in the sixth house. Yeah, I think I said Mars earlier in Astrology. I meant Mercury's here. Sorry about that, guys. So I apologize. Mercury's here, not in Astrology. This is a time where you're going to be doing some kind of thinking, ideating, research, maybe blood work and blood tests to improve your health. And it's a good time to do that because Chiron is here trying to improve your health and work challenges and wounds since 2018-19. And with that North Node Chiron conjunction and Mercury spending 2 months here, this is a really important transit for better health for a lot of you Scorpios. And you may indeed let go of an addiction or self-undoing substance habit or pattern because of the South Node in the 12th. And this is a great time for actively engaging some kind of rehab, or what do you call it? Reboot or boot camp, or what's the other word? Cleanse around health matters connected to substance addictions or abuse. Abuse can be mild, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be like, crack cocaine. I mean, it could just be like, you should stop drinking beer every day. I don't know, something like that. And what else? She's smacking her lips. I apologize. It's been a long day. You're my last video of today. Clients, videos, recording. All right, moving into the next story here. Mercury can help you negotiate a new contract for any kind of work, right? I will be doing whole videos on this long retrograde, but Mercury here can definitely be contract deals and negotiations around new work opportunities. So don't forget, March the 9th to May 16th, that's true. He has not been spending 2 months here since 2017. What kind of job changes did you engage in around this time, February, March of 2017, that were significant to you, that had to do with your 10th house of career and your second house of earnings? Because this is a 2024 elemental fire year, and Mercury's loving you up with major changes in career, reputation, earnings, salary, wages, and work. And this is the beginning of that story. Okay, we're going to now talk about the eclipse. There's an eclipse of 5 degrees of Libra in your 12th house. Foreign shores, foreign lands, addiction, self-undoing, and self-sabotage. Revenue generated from far off places and far off shores. South Node is about letting go, releasing, and surrendering. You had an eclipse here October the 14th at 21 degrees of Libra. Now you have an eclipse. It's a full moon, unlike the solar eclipse of October, a full moon showing you, lighting the way, completing and fruiting something. Maybe you wanted to quit a substance abuse problem in October, and you now are finally going to be able to do that. Maybe you wanted to travel to a far off country that you feel a soul connection to, and now you're going to be able to do that for far off lands. Maybe you're going to generate revenue and international sources of money. And now it's time to fruit that into being through the work you do in the world. This eclipse is subtle. It can happen in a very subtle layer of your identity. It's not going to rock your world and pivot your axis, but pay attention to what happens in the month before March the 5th and the 6 months after, regarding the themes I just itemized. When this eclipse kicks into gear on March the 25th, we will see the Lord of the eclipse. Her name is Venus in her exaltation in your 5th house. There's a possibility that some of this is going to be an eclipse to do with something to do with a substance that brings you pleasure and joy that's better for you, or finding true joy in life and pleasure in life by the letting go of some self-sabotaging substance or even work situation that's no longer valuable. Maybe you want to fire up the muse and really get some results instead of being in a drudgery duty job, right? Now, next. We're going to talk next. We're going to talk next about the sequential order of events this month. Let's get rolling. March the 1st and 2nd, the Sun sextiles Jupiter. This is very positive energy between the Sun in the house of your creativity, your procreativity, your fertility. We talked about that earlier, your entrepreneurial stuff, and your creative businesses, art and stuff like that. Well, the sun is flowing, right, in a very positive relationship to your marriage house. And this can be some really great developments between you and a marriage partner or significant long-term relationship, or some way to reach to a larger audience or marketplace from some creative project or art project that you've done. Jupiter brings you opportunity. Your partner or you are having creative opportunities emerge, but it's great for a new relationship to start for single Scorpios on March the 1st and the 2nd. That can be very invigorating, true, and lovely. Now, if you move forward into March the 3rd, Venus will square Uranus. Uranus is in your house of, you're going to have a lot of surprises for you in your marriage partnership. Your partner could be the one getting the surprises, not you. Or surprises regarding legal contracts, or surprises regarding your audience and marketplace. So this is going to be Venus, the goddess of the creative arts, and exalted in your romance and creative arts house. Surprise! Sextiling. Squaring. Oh, sorry. Take it back. Venus is not quite there yet. She's in your 4th house of home, property, and real estate, squaring Jupiter, squaring Uranus on March the 3rd, squaring Uranus. Sorry, she will get to your fertility house. So this is going to look like maybe an unexpected development regarding homeland, property, real estate, surprise, and legal contracts, deals, and negotiations. If you're trying to sell a house, buy a house, this could be about contracts and offers, some surprising developments for your marriage or business partner as well, that they're not expecting. Again, we've got a story of Venus in the 4th house. This is property, home, and domestic life and real estate stuff. Surprise. Now, Mercury will be also sextiling Uranus at the same time, and he will be indeed in your romantic love and creativity house. And that can mean something that you're doing in the entrepreneur, romance, creativity house, can be fired up with a surprise. Honestly, this can be an unexpected proposal in marriage or unexpected pregnancy, but you're surprised and delighted. Your partner tells you, woo, we're having a baby. If that happens, that will be likely around 3rd and 4th of March. On March the 8th to the 10th, there's a lot going on. We have a Mercury-Neptune conjunction on the 8th. It's a dream board, vision board, artist heaven path. This is the house of the muse and the arts, and this is where, oh my God, if you want to download or write your dream song, do your dream painting, create your best screenplay, start your best something creatively. This is so good on you. So look forward to that kind of artist dream energy going into your sky on March the 8th. Use it or lose it. Happens once a year. This is the best day for it. On March the 9th to the 10th, 2 things are happening together. The sun is in a flow to Uranus called a sextile, and you have Mars opposite Uranus. It's a square. Now, the sun is wanting something exciting and positive to happen with regards to your marriage partner and pregnancy and fertility and things that might have to do with your creative projects taking off in the marketplace or the public. Or a solar figure in the creative arts wanting to support you to succeed in a surprising new way regarding your creative output to your audience or marketplace. Mars is squaring Uranus as well at the same time. That's 4th house of property, home, and real estate. Don't forget, Venus already did the square on March the 3rd. Maybe something is connected to March the 3rd. Now Mars is moving in on the action on March 9th and 10th. Mars may want you to, as he squares Uranus, change an agreement with your significant other regarding your home and regarding specifically maybe a buying, selling, or change or move of home. Something is unexpected, though, so we'll see what that looks like. Unexpected trip away from home with your partner could happen here as well. And again, March the 9th to the 10th. Later, Sun and Neptune co-join. This is a very powerful artistic time, just as it was with Mercury-Neptune on March the 8th. Now it's March 21, 22. March 16th, 17th, and 18th, Sun, Neptune, and the arts, creativity, fertility, romance. Great to start on your romance under a Sun, Neptune conjunction. Great to experience some great success in your career if you're an artist, creative, or an entrepreneur. Great time for a kind of divine union of your soul with some spiritual awareness at this time. And then when we move forward to March the 21st, okay, March the 21st, until the 22nd, we have some action in the sky yet again. Now, Sun will be sextiling Pluto while Venus is conjunct Saturn. So this is the 21st, 22nd, give or take a few days on either side. Well, Sun Pluto is power, power and authority. It can be about your career, especially. Sun in the fifth house with working with Pluto in the fourth also, sorry, Sun in your sixth house in Aries, working with Pluto in your fourth house can look like an up level of authority or power or responsibility regarding your work or regarding a rental contract or agreement, or possibly the opportunity to buy or sell real estate. Then at the same time, Venus will co-join Saturn. Money is hard, love is hard. Money lasts and requires perseverance. Love requires endurance and steadfastness. Okay. Saturn and Venus are co-joining in your love and romance house. This can make a relationship that was in a dating mode more solid. This can make a pregnancy enduring, like, oh my God, it's going to last. We're going to hold this pregnancy. This can make a love story sober and realistic. This can also look like this window of time. Remember, March 21st to the 23rd. It's kind of new for you because Saturn has to be here to meet with Venus, and he only arrived here in the sky last March the 7th. So this is a 3 times in 3 years vibe of being realistic and sober about love, about your children, about pregnancy, being realistic about pregnancy and time, the tick-tock of Chronos. Is it time to have a baby? But this is also a situation for the artists and creatives and the entrepreneurs where you're getting disciplined, structured, focused, and perseverant in your creativity, in your entrepreneurial business. And Venus is giving you the joy of the prosperity and the satisfaction of that perseverance. And you may feel very well satisfied by your hard work in creative and entrepreneurial energies coming up March the 21st, 23rd. And maybe there is a bit of celebrity, fame, or recognition or money for some of you who experience their life through the lens of the artist or the creative or the entrepreneur. And finally, this could bless your children. Any children who are in your life may have a solid, good result coming through the sky at that time in their lives, that they are also feeling the rewards of something they've persevered in. As we move forward on the 24th and the 25th of the month, Venus sextiles Jupiter. She does that in a beautiful way because she's sitting in Jupiter's Pisces mansion. And guess what? Jupiter's in her Taurus house, and they have a hotline to each other's homes, and therefore it's called mutual reception. It's so good. Venus is exalted in the house of pregnancy and romance. She's talking to Jupiter in the house of your marriage partner. Again, you guys are pregnant. Your marriage partner proposes marriage. They're having a lot of luck. You guys are both vibing. Romantic leisure party getaways, fun stuff is going on. It's super sweet, but there's a surprise element because of Uranus, right? And that Venus will sextile Uranus in a happy surprise in love and money connected to audience, marketplace, business partnerships, and your maid squeeze love relationship on March the 28th. Things that are building the 23rd to the 28th are all extremely good for you. Can be about pregnancy, can be about new love, can be about old love revivifying, can be about your partner in love having amazing luck and experiences that surprise you both. There will be an exalted moon moving through the place where Jupiter and Uranus sits in March the 12th, 13th, 14th kind of thing. And I'm bringing that up only for one reason. Around that time when this exalted moon in Taurus is happening, March, say 10th, or whatever, you're having other variables occur that can, maybe it makes me want to think that specifically it's that Sun Uranus story of conception. And it's kind of possible that if you or your partner are looking to conceive a child, it may be happening somewhere in the zone of March 11th to the 12th. That could be a prescription for those of you who are desiring a conception. Okay. Thank you for listening. Oh, and you have a new moon. I almost forgot about the new moon in the sign of Pisces on the 10th of March. New beginnings in romance, new beginnings in conception and pregnancy, new beginnings for your children, and new beginnings for creative and artistic projects. This is true on March the 10th. Add 2 weeks to see evidence of that. Very conception energy, guys, but also, new moon with an exalted energy a couple days later. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah. But this also can look like a 6-month rollout. Don't expect everything automatically. A new moon takes up to 6 months to become the full moon in the same place. Okay. Wishing you the best. Hope some of you get pregnant and have babies or birth a baby book, a baby, a screenplay, a baby song, a baby album. It's like you're very fertile. Something good fertility is here for Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising. Patreon community is getting today's recording, which is made on February the 18th, and they're getting this today. You get this later because this is early access ad-free content. Come check me out for $5 a month. You get 2 free courses, a synastry relationship course if you try me out, plus Chiron the Key to Purpose. Those are for sale for $33 each. They're already taught. These are replays. I'm gifting them to you. Would you like to get those free courses? Try me out with early access ad-free content for the cheapest tier of $5 a month. Why not? And plus you get to meet me for a Zoom call once a month for that low tier where I teach a class or take your questions about astrology and we can get to know each other. So if that $5 investment doesn't sound like a deal, I don't know what is. I consider myself the queen of affordability. I am Scottish, you know. I'm very thrifty and I don't want to spend a lot of money. So I'm giving you the chance to also not spend a lot of money and experience my back end club of Patreon, where I have about 300 and something patrons who come to my classes, connect with me backstage. I read your comments, all of them there. Like I put the videos out and I interact with you because you're getting it before the YouTube land. So it's my smaller, more intimate astrology community. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate you. I'm hoping you have an amazing March. Take care.